Welcome to ITL Trainer Talk. Today we're speaking to Sharif Tabbah of Athletix Rehab and Recovery. Sharif is rather new to combine prep, and that's what makes his practice so impressive. Sharif has worked with such athletes as Dodgers third baseman Manny Machado, Browns tight end David Njoku, and 49ers linebacker Reuben Foster. But his work with Saints running back Alvin Kamara is what's drawing attention from all around the football world. There's something else different about Sharif. Unlike most people in the combine prep arena, he has a doctorate in physical therapy from New York University, and he's worked with some of the top trainers in the industry in his capacity as a specialist in orthopedics and sports rehab. Sharif, welcome to ITL Trainer Talk. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Neil. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
It's great to have you. I appreciate you coming on. Okay, number one, let's talk about your offseason work with Alvin Kamara. Many people across the league wondered if you'd be able to shoulder the load for the Saints with fellow running back Mark Ingram suspended. But he started off the season like a rocket. Tell me about your work with Alvin in the offseason. How did you get him ready for the challenge of year two?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I worked with Alvin since he came out, a couple years ago, and it's been a real pleasure, coming out of college like anybody else, be able to get him healthy and get him kind of operating at his best potential. So we did that, went in, had a great first year, really showed out. So it was really fun to get him back this year and kind of do some work with him. What was a little different this year was now obviously he had the experience of his time in the league, and we were able to sit back and say, okay, Al, what do you think you need to work on? What are some areas that, you want to kind of perfect in your game? And, he told me about how he felt he kind of didn't have as much endurance in his legs with the stride that he wanted to really achieve. And we kind of sat together and reviewed some videos, and we looked at, funny enough, how he really did lack a lot of knee drive. And as he was running, even though he was having these great breakout runs, he wasn't really driving those legs and really getting the big stride on guys. So we knew that if we kind of targeted some of those mechanics as well as just from a muscular endurance standpoint, that we could kind of really make a big difference there. So we really attacked a lot his hip flexors and his knee drive and working on his stride. We did a lot of things from, basic rehab exercises to performance exercises with a lot of emphasis there to even a big thing I think that was a helpful tool with him was getting him in the pool. So we did a lot of pool work where you can do, obviously, the more knee drive and resistance you do against the water, the harder you go, the harder it fights you back. So really it's an endless benefit. I think that's made a big difference for him.
It's fascinating that you're able to take an athlete who's already so explosive and an adult, not someone who's still growing, and make them that much more explosive in just the space of 2 months, 3 months in the offseason. I don't know how long you worked with him. Was it 8 weeks, 2 months? I mean, what was it?
He had a crazy offseason after he was, we were teasing him Mr. GQ after this past season. So, every weekend he was going to LA or going here, going there. So it was wherever we could fit it. We saw him a handful of weeks during pre-OTA's time. And of course, again, in July, a little bit more. But it definitely was, it was tough to get on his schedule for sure. But he's a super diligent guy. And if he was in town, he'd get off a plane at 5 a.m. and come right to me. So super dedicated kid.
Cool. Okay. Now, Sharif, how does being a medical professional help you bring a different element to your work with athletes?
Yeah, I would say, the biggest thing is that it probably gives me a different set of eyes to look at it. Obviously I'm a strength and conditioning coach as well. Main focus being more on the rehab side and kind of partnering with the right people to bring in the performance side. But I think that it gives me a different look, and looking through a different lens in the sense that I can look at injury history. I can look at imbalances in the body, target them, try to correct them. And I find that the biggest thing, a lot of these athletes are so, explosive and they're so strong and they're so athletic already. We're not going to make a dramatic change on their performance in the short few weeks that we have with them, especially pre-combine. The biggest thing is let's get them healthy. So, total body evaluations, total history that we take in, and then try to get them back to doing, really operating evenly right versus left, and then get them back to really operating at the way that they can at their best. I find if we get them healthy, they're going to do half the work for us. Then it's just fine tweaks on the performance side, and it really gets us to where we need to be.
Mm-hmm. Good points. Yeah, health is so important. Okay, last question, Doctor, and this is more of a fun kind of question. You've worked with athletes in many spheres, baseball, you work with cross trainers, CrossFit people, you work with football, obviously. in all the years you've been working with athletes, who's a favorite athlete that you've worked with? Who's one that's giving you most enjoyment? Maybe they're fun to work with. Maybe you've known them for a long time. Maybe you got the best results. I mean, who would you say?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'll get a lot of feedback. All right, a lot of pushback from some guys on this one. Oh man, setting me up. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'll say that I love, generally speaking, I love working with football just because their mentality is so different. They're so driven. They're so hardworking. And I tease guys. I mean, I've worked with, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis in the past, and he was a guy who used to crack me up. I used to tease him. He said, all right, what do you need me to do? I said, run down the field. When you get there, bang your head on the fence 3 times and come back. We joke because he would do whatever you told him to do. And it was just awesome, that mentality. Kamara's a good friend of mine. He's become over the years, and I really, truly enjoy him as a person and enjoy working with him. And he has that same mentality. He's such a quiet to himself guy. He's going to come in, do what he needs to do, and get out. And then he's in no rush, but he's there and he's dedicated. He's not going to get sucked into all the nonsense that's going on in the room or all the locker room talk and all that. He's in to do his job. I enjoy that. But, I have my characters that, are a little bit more goofballs, and I have to yell at them like a little brother, and we have a good time and enjoy that element of it too. So certainly can't give you your answer of one guy, but I really love the different personalities I get to work with.
Now, I know, Sharif, you're still somewhat in flux as far as what y'all are going to offer and where you'll offer it and those kind of things as we move forward into the 19 pre-draft cycle. What can you tell us right now about what you're going to offer, where you're going to be, all those kinds of things?
Sure, absolutely. I'll say you broke up a little bit there, but I think the question I understood probably about the plan for this year's combine prep.
Yes.
Like we are located now. We have a spot in Davie, Florida, near Fort Lauderdale. We are very excited. We've got on-site medical. We've got the performance. We've got I'm losing some internet here. Do you have me here okay still?
Yeah, still here. No problem.
Sorry. So we have we were saying we have the on-site medical. We have everything from the performance to nutrition to massage. Something special about us too, we also I have a medical team that I bring in from the MD side who brings in IVs once a week. We've been doing it with our pros once to twice a week in the off season. It's something we're looking to incorporate as an option as well for the combine. I think it's super helpful to keep the guys very hydrated and recovered, because obviously during this combine prep time, it's such a period of flirting with overtraining. You're just taking these guys to their limits and their end range. So it's so important to be doing everything we can on our end to keep them healthy and keep them going so that we have no setbacks. We're just kind of moving forward. Again, I don't know if I mentioned we have the nutrition, so that's all in-house. Really excited to bring it all together. Our biggest excitement to announce is that we will have a full turf field on site by December. So come this year's prep, we will not have to go off site anymore. Everything will be on site. We'll have a full football field of turf. We will have a pool that we utilize for rehab, as well as kind of like a midweek workout option as well. We have a private performance gym that we really enjoy, so we don't have anybody else kind of bothering us during that time. We do have skills coaches, mostly ex-NFL athletes that are coming in to do that for us. Biggest thing, if I can just pull one kind of point of what I think separates us a lot from a lot of the others, is that everything really starts and ends with medical. We really begin with getting the guys in. The first thing to do is come to the medical room. They see myself, they see my staff. We get a full injury history that we kind of talked about, looking at any imbalances in the body, kind of correcting all of that, making sure that we get the guys feeling 110%, and we communicate directly with the performance staff to make sure that day-to-day, any changes that need to be made are being made, and that we're making sure everybody's communicating and everybody's staying healthy and just kind of improving day by day.
Sure, I got you. Okay, perfect. Now, and Sharif, where can someone find out more about your program and what y'all are going to be doing during the 19 draft run-up?
Absolutely. You can reach us. Our Instagram is always a good place to kind of start. If you want to see a little bit about how we operate, it's at Athletix Rehab. It's ATHLETIX Rehab. Also, of course, you can email me directly anytime. I'll go ahead and provide my email, I suppose, s.tabbah@Athletix Rehab, ATHLETIX Rehab.com.
Okay, sounds perfect. All right. Doctor, I can't thank you enough for your time. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure working with you so far, and I look forward to working with you during the 2019 draft season.
Awesome. Thanks, Neil. I appreciate you inside the league very, very much. Thank you so much for your time.